right, good morning. A Wednesday morning here as we continue to inch closer to football, real football, not just our football Friday night, but actual college football on Saturday. So hopefully you have your day blocked off where people know not to bother you for, 12 hours it looks like we're going to get all the way through. I guess we have another day of joint practices today. I'd rather just it be another day of a joint.
Yes.
Practices. Seriously.
I'm serious.
Like, amazing.
I mean, we have, 18 days until game day for the Eagles. We have 15 until the NFL starts Thursday night. This is going to be the longest 2.5 weeks of your life.
No question.
I'm serious.
No question.
I feel like just going in like a COVID-19 quarantine lockdown for 2 weeks and just wake me when the NFL season starts. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little bit, man. I got a college football game, so I'm on college football. It starts next week, so next Friday. Right. So it's at the halfway point.
Right.
This 2-week doldrum.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to use Nebraska, Illinois as like this appetizer that we're gonna have to make into a filet dinner.
Right.
Because that's really all we got.
I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna watch it all. I'm going to watch Chip Kelly manhandle Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah.
UTEP's got a decent, UTEP's an intriguing team this year. They're taking on a squad that didn't even play last year and lost to a school you never heard of in the spring. So there's some look, and there's always a bet.
Who's UTEP got?
I believe it is
Fresno State plays UConn. That's
UConn, right?
That's a lousy game.
Well, look, I'll lay the 27.5 all day against UConn.
Yeah, I would too.
Defense, and I'm actually tempted to go under. Because I don't think UConn can score.
Is that game in Fresno?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lock.
27. You're laying 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that might be over in the first half.
Well, that's the thing. UConn, forget defense. UConn might be the worst team. Is it FBS we call it now?
FBS, yes.
FBS, yes.
They may be top 3. They may be on the Mount Rushmore of the worst teams this year in the FBS.
Right up there with UMass.
Well, UMass is pretty bad. And Barrett's not alma mater, but rival.
Oh, Kansas.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Well, that's who Barrett has this next week, right?
Right.
Kansas against South Dakota State.
Now, South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota.
Yeah. Now, how are you looking at that from a non-biased point of view? Seriously.
Yeah.
You're going to be laughing your ass off every time Kansas turns the ball over. You'll probably see 3 butt fumbles alone in that game.
Well, I'm going to tell you, put it like this. My play-by-play guy is Mark Neely, and he's actually a Kansas alumni.
Wait a second.
Now this is outrageous.
Can we get Mark on here?
Yeah, please.
We have to get Mark. When is this game? A week from Saturday, right?
Yeah. I just met him maybe 15 minutes ago. I just called to talk to him. I just met him 15 minutes ago. We had a short conversation introducing each other. We're both from St. Louis.
Right.
He started his career. He started out school at Mizzou. And then they didn't have a play-by-play school, not a play-by-play class that he could take, to get into being a play-by-play guy.
So where did he go? Syracuse?
No. Then he went to Kansas. They actually had the program at Kansas, and he transferred there his last 2 semesters. So,
wow,
he's actually a Mizzou/Kansas alum. They were both my rivals anyways.
Well, no, I think this is actually good because this game is going to get out of hand and be boring as hell, and you guys are just going to be able to cut it up talking about old St. Louis and Missouri stories. It's going to be really good.
Is he a rug cutter?
What'd you say?
Is he a rug cutter?
What do you mean by what's a rug cutter?
Like somebody who, as Harry just said, you can cut the rug.
Yeah. Well, it seems as though he is. Yes.
Good.
He had a couple stories, so I mean, and of course, I can run the gamut of stories, either way. So we'll be good, man. We'll be good. But Kansas might lose.
I know that's South Dakota University. That's not where Goddard went. He went to the state school, right?
Yeah, just South Dakota.
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick, by the way, it is New Mexico State who is hosting UTEP.
Oh, okay.
And that's down to
the
9.5. It was 10. It's down to 9.5. No, I think it was actually 9.5 the whole time. Yeah, New Mexico State. I forget the name of the team of the school that they lost to in the spring, but it's like a D2 school. I think it was
really?
Yeah, it was like the worst team in Stony Brook's division or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they didn't play last year. UConn didn't play last year either.
No, they opted out.
Right. So New Mexico State played a game in the spring against Sister Mary's of the Poor, and they got their ass handed to them.
Wow,
that's horrible, man. I hate to do it to you, man.
Well, that's why you lay the 9.5 on Saturday against New Mexico State.
You know who next? There was a really good linebacker that went there. He was actually who was it?
What are you talking about?
Back when I was playing there, New Mexico State. We played New Mexico. In fact, that might have been the first victory I had.
New Mexico is where Urlacher went.
Urlacher, yeah.
Yeah, that's just New Mexico. The Lobos.
Okay.
Lobos,
yeah.
That's an underrated school for developing talent.
The Lobos.
The Lobos. And the Lobos.
Where did Seth go?
Not Los Lobos.
No.
Seth went to UTEP.
UTEP, yeah. So
he went to UTEP, yeah.
We should have Seth on to give us a scouting report on UTEP.
I'm sure he has one.
You brought me on for this, Barrett.
I'm going to go back watching YouTube, man.
Right. That was an all-timer there, man.
Hormones that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, well, I'm trying to sift through the practice reports.
Oh,
Nick Sirianni still not ready to call the left tackle back.
Nope.
Boy, I tell you, this is.
Whoa! You can't. What'd you just say?
Yeah, he's not ready to. He's not ready to commit to Mailata as the starting left tackle. That's a fact.
Let me tell you something. This is Matt Nagy not committing to Justin Fields. Right?
Well, I understand that, though. I understand that. I mean, because what we see in the games,
right?
We see a watered down version for Justin Fields. He may not have it right now, so I understand that. Plus, he might have said, "Hey, Dalton, I'm gonna give you all the leash you need until you just hang yourself." You know what I'm saying? So, that might be the case. He may have made some promises to Andy Dalton. But at this point, I can see him doing that. But the left tackle, that's the worst thing he could have said. The worst. Why would he even say that? What is wrong with him?
I could understand it if Dillard was actually healthy enough to be practicing, and maybe they want to keep up this ruse that it's a competition so they can trade him. But this guy's hurt. He's not even working out, is he?
Well, he's starting to play now. He's starting to take some reps now.
Oh, okay.
Well,
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't he? It was never close in the beginning.
No.
Especially not now.
Right.
So why would you even entertain? Why would you even say that? Even you lose more and more credibility by making that a fictitious battle anyways. Come on, man. There's no way. We're talking about Jordan Mailata could be one of the most dominant tackles in the league. Heck, I was just listening to Baldinger.
Baldy was on with Cilio talking about Urlacher.
Yeah. Dinger. Remember that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So come on, man. There's no battle in that.
No, it's again, this guy is doing more damage to this mantra of competition than anybody in the history of the NFL. Like, just stop using that word.
Yeah.
And then you go and lay an egg on a game day. Even though it didn't count,
right?
It should count to him.
Well, I'm withholding judgment until they play a couple games, but I'll tell you, he is sounding more and more. I keep going back to Eytan's platitudes with Gruden.
Platitudes. There you go.
But here's
platitudes.
The thing. I was listening to them both last night. They're the same guy.
Yeah.
Yes. So Gruden I'll use me as an example, right? Where I lived initially before I started to live in this area. I've been here for about 20 years, minus 2.5 years, Nashville and Columbus. But being here for 20 years, the dialect and the sound of words just come into your mind, and you start, it's osmosis.
Sort of the inflections and stuff. Yeah.
Perfect word for that. So what's happened with Gruden is he's moved around a lot to where it sounds like he's got this, I'll tell you what, Southern twang to it. But in reality, it's not even like.
You couldn't wait to say that. You couldn't wait to say that today.
Well, I was just using that as an example. But in reality, it's not even like, and here's an internal analogy to the analogy. It's not like a chocolate covered almond, dark chocolate covered almond. It's like one of these almonds that's dusted. with chocolate. You know what I'm talking about? Make you feel better about eating them. That's what Gruden's accent or sound is. It's just something you strip it away. He's the same old Sandusky, Ohio guy. And then you look at where Jamestown is on the map. It's pretty much east to southeast. It's southwest New York.
Right.
Which is just on that cusp of sounding like he has this
between Buffalo and Erie, isn't it? Somewhere in there? Yeah.
And I always do it with like a lower inflection, like this Rochester. Because I'm doing a guy that's from there, from the radio I worked with, I right up there with the kielbasa's and this.
It's almost like a Chicago thing. Yeah.
And they both have that little drag to them. And now I hear the same individual. And I can't it's Barrett Brooks looking at Andy Dalton's eyebrows. I can't look or hear Nick Sirianni.
So it's like he's Gruden with a scruff.
Yeah, he's a younger sounding Gruden. He's got a little more energy to him.
Well, hopefully he ends up winning a Super Bowl in his first couple of years as a head coach.
Let's see, man.
All right,
let's see. It's unbelievable. Oh, man, I like to start the shower. I could see him saying that. I like to start the shower in the morning. They're super hot. Then I move it to the cold and see how much of my body I can wash. And that's competition. I tell you, that's competition.
Oh, my goodness.
I attack this Head and Shoulders shampoo, man.
Exactly. I tell you what. Now, see, I can't do this. Tell you what. That's Gruden. And I don't know where he picked that up. It wasn't Sandusky. I tell you, nobody in Sandusky, Ohio says, I'll tell you what. That must have been down somewhere, man. It wasn't in Philly either.
Well, now is Sandusky, is that near Dayton where he went to college, Gruden? Because there's a lot of guys that live or grew up in southern Ohio, like down near the West Virginia, Kentucky area, that do have a southern accent.
Yes.
So, Dayton is like...
It's kind of like west of Cincinnati, isn't there? Northeast of Cincinnati somewhere?
Sandusky's on the lake, though, remember. Sandusky's on Lake Erie. Which
is
where Jamestown is. It's
all right. So it's up there. Gotcha.
Detroit, Chicago. Yeah, I don't know how people in Fort Wayne sound. They probably sound normal. I don't know where this thing is. Like Youngstown, Ohio. You ever been to Youngstown?
That's where Jaws spent some time, right?
A lot of people sound like that, too.
Right.
Yep.
Well, Youngstown also had like serious organized crime issue back in the day. Well, because if you want to get away from the heat, from big cities, then you might go to Youngstown.
Isn't DeBartolo from there? The owner of the Niners back in the day.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of organized crime.
Exactly. Now, did you see, by the way, this trade that went down in the NFL?
Yes, a great trade for the Rams, and it could end up being a really good trade for New England. They had a plethora of running backs. We had talked about it on this show they were doing the joint practices. Like they were like 4 or 5 deep of talent in the running back room. So it was expendable. He gets a 5th and a 6th, I believe, out of it. And I was telling Barrett before the show started, guarantee one of those picks is going to develop into somebody for the New England Patriots, next year or two.
Yep.
They absolutely are.
Yep. It's amazing to see. They're the running back factory, right?
Yeah.
It used to be the linebacker.
And the Rams had the need because of that big injury a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was their bell cow back last year.
Yeah.
Last year. So Ackerson, he's what is it?
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers,
yeah.
So you got Henderson and Michelle, and I don't know what. Here's another thing too. You're right there. They also, I was looking at this, the Rams threw more from the 5-yard line in than anybody in the NFL.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So dump offs.
Or just trying to work your guys in the end zone, whatever it may be. Like not even the running backs, but they just threw more. So I don't know, my shirt's off. But they threw more in that area. So hopefully they wise up to the game and run Michelle or something. I don't know, but it's crazy, man.
Oh, Whiteside, no, we're not having that. No. Just say rotate the left tackles. Malata plays first and second down. Dillard plays third and fourth.
No.
I can tell you what, I can see that. I can see, hey, can we rotate these guys or what?
Well, hey, George Hageman used to do that.
Who?
George Hageman.
He was a lineman for the Eagles.
Yeah, before he became to the Eagles, he played for Dallas. And,
right. He's the one Andy Reid cut.
Yeah, made him do all that sled.
Right.
On the sled.
He emasculated him.
Yeah, and then cut him.
Yeah.
Like, dog, you can work me hard or you can work me long, but you can't work me hard and long and then cut me.
Right.
You can't do that. No. Yeah. I might have whooped Big Red's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm just letting you know. It'd have been a rumble out there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
After we pushed the sled, you gonna cut me right afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. No. No, you ain't even kissing me there, man. You can at least kiss me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
some sense.
Come on, man. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Man, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. Just looking at more of this now. Eagles have won the 11-on-11, dominating the Jets defense in red zone 11-on-11.
So they're going to go 4-0.
They're not playing. They're not playing.
Yeah. They've won every single practice.
I put out this morning they were a 7.5-point favorite today at practice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, that you got to take the Eagles there, right?
I think
yeah.
It's in practice, huh?
Yeah, in practice. I mean, they go 4-0.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I think no team has gone undefeated and covered the spread in the history of joint practices.
Yeah,
this could be something. Maybe we have overlooked, I guess, the true element of competition here.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Sirianni not only wants to win these practices, but he wants to cover the spread. 7.5. That's a pretty big number.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Illinois is not even getting that.
Hey, I was trying to get action on the Jets side, Eytan. I mean, what do you want from me?
You got to call our buddy O'Leary. Maybe he's taking bets up there on the island.
Right. Or Asman.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I wouldn't trust Asman as a book, though.
You know, and I'll tell you, I don't know if Matt O'Leary and Jake Asman have been seen in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, he looks like
there's a resemblance.
He looks like a little not filled out in the sense of like fat, but like, you know, it looks like what would happen if Jake Asman took, 2 months of creatine and went to the gym.
Right. It stayed out of Chipotle and actually just was on a real protein diet.
Now, to be fair, Jake is he's young enough to where he's got the metabolism of a teenager,
right? Of a gerbil.
Yeah, he's not a big, he's not a wide individual.
No,
he's he's skinny. That's
all. Now, our guest yesterday, Barrett, has a resemblance to Jake Asman. The stream was noticing it too. Stream? Oh yeah,
bro. That's some of the stuff on the stream, man.
They don't miss a trick.
Well, they were killing them, man.
Right?
Were they?
Oh, they were killing them, man. I mean, killing them. Oh, just everything. What they say? Keep on scratching. They say he looked like the groundhog.
What?
Keep on scratching.
That's stupid. Can I just take a time out and say, that's dumb? I'd rather you not watch the show than rip our guests.
No, I think that
I'd rather you just not watch this radio, TV, YouTube show.
Come
than
on,
sit
man.
there and rip our guests.
No, I think that was in reference to yesterday when we were talking about Anthony. Because he does that, keep on scratching.
Oh.
That was not in reference.
But you can rip Anthony
to O'Leary.
And he can defend himself
right
in this area, this market. But Matt O'Leary comes on short notice. He's doing us a favor. He's talking about everything here. You don't need to rip the guy. I mean, my God, Parles is fun because he's one of us.
Right.
Let's have.
Where has he been?
Huh?
How's he been? He's been locking it up.
He's gone.
He works a show on Visa now during our time.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to get up early and tape something with Jeff Parles, right?
Right.
No.
Absolutely right.
Here we go. So no, he's on the bigger and better things, man. He's not even with Booking anymore. He's with VSiN. This guy's done a bunch.
Wow.
So he's gone back to VSiN now.
Well, I guess he's working with Sean King, who we should really get on. Because Sean's doing some great stuff in the sports betting world with VSiN. So, yeah, I think that would be – I'm trying to get them both back to where we can get like a double hit because I know Jeff would have some fun with us, but also to bring Sean on. Did you ever play with – Sean, I felt like, has played for as many teams as you, right, Barrett?
Sean King. Sean King?
Former quarterback. Not Sean King.
He was with not the other guy. Yeah. No, he went to Tulane. He played with the Tampa Bay Bucks and a couple of other teams, right?
I never played with him, no.
Well, I feel like you guys overlapped in the league, right?
Yeah, of course. We played in the East-West Shrine game together.
See, there you go.
There you go.
You buried the lead, man.
Da-da-da.
He only played 6 years, and he barely even played that 6th year. I felt like Sean King was in the league for a long time.
Was he with the Jets too?
No. So
No.
he came in with Tampa in 99, and he played 4 games, 3, pardon me. Started 2, played 3 in his final year in Arizona. In 2004. Okay. Now remember, that was it was 6-10. Denny Green. When was the crown? Wasn't that when Denny was at? When he was at Arizona? When he's talking about the Bears, right?
Yeah, when he's talking about the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we let him off the
Crown
damn hook.
ass.
Yeah. That's when we took the damn field. Yeah. That was classic, man. Love that guy. He's no longer with us.
No,
he's not.
Yeah,
no,
he was great.
That was amazing.
He was great.
Oh,
man, he got a prolific wide receiver in Larry Fitzgerald, plucked him right from Pittsburgh. Yep.
And then they made that one run. The Eagles embarrassed themselves that year.
Yeah, that was 08.
Yep.
I still remember
that 1 year where they were on the Co-Madden cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, has anybody out there played Madden? Because I'm supposed to do this paid review, and I wonder if I should just not do it.
I don't have Madden. I don't have any of those gaming systems.
Right. Trust me. Although it was a generalized question with a wide net cast,
you were excluding me.
Yes, yeah. I didn't want to
exclude me also.
Well, look, I don't know. Maybe somebody brought the system over, or
maybe your grandson has the system,
right?
There is 4 or 5 systems in this house, and I have yet to pick up one.
Is that right?
What do you have in the house?
My son has like the PlayStations, all that stuff.
5? If you have the new one in your house and you're not, then I'm going to come over and just take it.
No, I don't think he has the new one. No, he has the one. He has the one before that one.
Yes, out of the house.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I thought your son is out of the house.
But all this, I almost cussed. All this stuff is still here. Well, half his stuff is still here.
So
like half my kids' stuff is still here.
Nobody's leaving a PS5 around like they're leaving an old hoodie.
No.
Okay.
He has PS4. My daughter has a PS4. She has the what's that other system that they have? The other gaming system?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox. The new Xbox One. I mean, all that stuff. They had all that stuff, but they don't have. They just use them to surf the net. Watch YouTube
porn.
with whatever, whatever.
Hey man, porn is an equal opportunist. Porn never turns anybody down.
Basically, Barrett's son is using the house as a storage facility.
Correct.
Not just him though.
Oh,
my daughters too. Well, they just leave. They just left it there. I'm like, yo. And then hold on. This is the bad part. They left their room without cleaning it up.
Ah, see.
So then I had somebody come in and clean their rooms up, and every once in a while they'll come back to grab something, and they'll mess it up and leave, and nobody's home when they do it. I never catch them when they're doing it. Never. So that's the problem right there. I got a ring, and my son tried to get in the door, and the ring. So I thought, whoa, what you doing?
The ring doorbell.
The ring doorbell. I'm on the phone. Oh, what you doing, man? Hey, Pops, I had to come get this. Oh, I'm telling you right now, you better clean up that mess when you mess up, bro. You better do it, man. Oh, I got you, Dad. The first and only time he's ever cleaned up after himself before he left.
Oh,
that was
first
it.
time. Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever thrown anything out?
No.
Why don't you have a garage sale or something?
I need to.
Threaten them with a garage sale. Either you come get it, or the boss lady and I are going to have a yard sale.
No, yard sale. I'm just drop it off as one of those drop them clothing drops for
Look, if it's something that I can use, I'll take it.
Right.
Not clothes. I'm saying like don't give a system out. Right.
Right. My son left
for you.
My son left. I mean, my grandson left this little game thing I bought him. He left it here. He said, and he keeps going, Pop, why don't you send it to me? Can you send it to me now? I'm like, dude, you left it here. But Pop, can you send it to me though? No, you wait till you come back up and get it.
Now, John Dickerson on the stream speaking truth here. He says Harry doesn't have a gaming system, but his joystick still gets action. Damn right.
Who says joystick though? Come on. Do you still have a rotary phone at the house too?
No, that's what he. I didn't make that up. He put that on his post.
Oh, that's great. All right, we got to take a quick one here. And back in 3 across the board. We're live and local from the Fritz and Bean Cooley Law Studios. So reminder, what's going on there?
Man. How did that happen?
Who is that? You or Barrett?
No, it's me.
Oh, jeez. All right, we're back.
I hate to do it. Wow.
Hold on.
Had the volume on.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Riley Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so Matt Mullen's going to come on and talk about this article that came out about Howie Roseman.
Yeah, from The Athletic, right?
Yeah, the least trusted general manager in the sport here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, it's one thing if you're Bill Belichick or if you're technically, I guess it's John Schneider, right, up in Seattle.
Yeah.
Where, you have a strong history of winning games consistently.
Right.
Right. So the point being is that Howie Roseman needs to be a GM to pull this team out of whatever they are right now. Rebuild, reset,
reload,
whatever it is. Re-hyphen something, right?
Right.
So, something, yeah. However you want to define it, you're right.
Yeah.
I think Belichick was number one on this list last year when they did this survey.
Right. And that's the thing where you have to be able to work some sort of trade, some sort of tack. You have to be able to improve your situation. And this isn't even like Sam Hinkie, who scammed the same guy in Vlade Divac like 6 times in a row. And then everybody else is like, nah, man, we don't want to deal with this guy. I feel like this comes off more so as they just don't want to talk to Howie. Like there seems like a level of disrespect in this, as opposed to maybe last year, Harry, to your point about it being Bill Belichick, where it's like, we just don't want to get gamed by.
Yeah. Well, I find it funny too that some of the people in this survey were agents. Agents are liars too. That's all they do is lie.
They get paid to lie,
and they're representing their players. And Drew Rosenhaus if his mouth is open, he's lying. It's part of the job, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
lie, right?
Yeah, sure they do.
I mean, we have reports every week coming out of the NovaCare.
Mm-hmm.
Every week.
But that hurts you as as an organization, because if you're a free agent, man, yeah, you're gonna say, all right, I want to go where the most money is. But I mean, if you're dealing with somebody with a forked tongue, it's tough to really trust it. And a player will sometimes say, you know what, never mind, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. As we see right now, it used to be that it was the exact opposite. Right. Like when he went out and signed Alshon, when he was the number 1 free agent wide receiver that year, but he was able to get him here. So guys trusted him that we're going to get a deal worked out if they came to the team.
Yeah.
Now they don't trust that. It'd be hard pressed to find a guy come to this team.
I like the way that that how he wheels and deals and trades and moves around the board on draft day. I just wish he was better at evaluating talent at the top of the board.
Yes.
Right. Or relying on people, obviously giving people the autonomy, the scouts to actually help him pick the players rather than, just doing what he and the owner want to do.
That was so telling with the with the Dickerson pick. I mean, not the Dickerson pick. Was it Williams?
Yeah.
When they wanted a DB, and instead they got Williams instead.
Right. Oh, yeah, and you had that
so
little
telling.
situation in there with Tom Donahoe.
Was so telling. Yeah, so you get stuff like that, but still, though.
They forced his ass out of there, remember?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
This is life, man.
Yeah.
But you can't continue to think you can do business like that and think you can mold a team.
I mean, one of the quotes here from one of these agents in this survey, Howie will do what Howie needs to do. I say that with tremendous reverence, but I don't trust him, end quote.
Ah-da-da. He said, end quote. He should have said ah-da-da after that.
Right.
No, that's true.
But it just so happens that all that stuff isn't working right now.
Yep.
The talent evaluation is not there right now.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot about, second round picks. When you draft the second round pick, that guy has to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has to come in and be a contributor.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever way, is it special teams or whatever, he has to come in and play. It's not like you could take a year off. And all our second round picks, with the exception of Goddard and Miles Sanders, most of them been taking years off, and it hurts.
Jay Jaw and Sidney Jones is elsewhere playing, by the way.
Yes. Right. So I mean, their history isn't good right now with their draft picks.
The Dillard pick in the first round looks like it's total bust material, right?
It doesn't look like it is what it is.
And again, I don't understand that at all. The mentality of not naming a starter, it reeks like the same crap that we got with not naming Jalen Hurts a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is this guy?
Right.
He was an offensive coordinator that people couldn't pick out of a lineup after he was introduced here.
Right.
Like, he was introduced and people still didn't know who the hell he was. And he's coming in like he's reinventing the game.
When in fact, it might be the defensive coordinator might be the real genius in this whole crew.
Well, why? Because I guarantee you that in a year, you're going to hear some report about how Gannon was walking the halls and is telling the guys, don't worry, this is going to be my team in a year, like we heard with Jim Schwartz.
He's going to vulture him.
Exactly.
The exact same way?
Exactly. I'm telling you.
Exact same with him. Yeah.
Well, the difference there, though, is that Schwartz actually had head coaching experience before that.
Well,
but, Gannon was being mentioned, though.
Yeah, I know.
He was getting mentioned as a head coach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know Joe Banner's a big fan of Mr. Gannon.
Is that right?
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He likes to insert himself in the conversation via Twitter.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Very active.
Oh, him and Seth go at it. Him and Seth go at it all the time. Yeah. All the time.
What's he going at it with Seth about?
Everything. As far as, if a player's not playing, or, I mean, let's just discussing what we're talking about as far as guys not playing in the preseason. They go back and forth about that all the time.
Joe Banner did so much damage, so much PR damage to the Philadelphia Eagles that I think, and this is back when it was really like, IP and to a lesser extent what we were doing. But even I'm talking about that's just back when Harry was on AM radio, right? When Banner was in charge there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Joe Banner did so much damage to the name and the reputation internally here in the city of the Philadelphia Eagles because he insisted on being the face of news and information. And he insisted on being out in front of the cameras and going on Howard Eskin's radio show and doing all these other things. He couldn't talk to people. He didn't know how to talk to the average individual. And it's not a knock on him who he is, but he's this intellectual who lives in the clouds when it comes to speaking to regular individuals, regular people. We have a ton of just regular Joes and Janes in this city. He had no idea how to connect. So he came off like, I'm smarter than you and you're better off because it. And so many people turned to that Negadelphia mentality because they were just put off. If you had just put like an actor in front of the cameras, it would have done better. Like, what's that dude's name on that football show in the morning who picks us like every 2 years and the entire city loves him because he picks our squad? Kyle something?
Kyle Brandt.
Yeah.
Right? He's actually good on that show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking him. I forgot his name. Like, you get him out there, pull an actor out or something like that. Get Barrett Brooks out there.
Was he in the Real World at one point? Was that where he was?
I don't know.
I think he was in one of the Real World.
I don't want to assume
seasons. I'll look it up.
That's an accusation.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to.
Are you kidding me? You would have taken that. If the Real World 42 comes to you tomorrow, you're taking the gig.
I'm not taking everything. All right. This is, I apply my time like a bet.
Prove it.
Right.
Well, I can't right now. I
just saw you tweet the other day that you got 3 more gigs coming up.
One's coming in the next day. Watch out. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. All right. We're back in 3. Matt Mullen from the Philly Voice next. I'm telling you.
Yeah. He was in the Real World Chicago. I didn't think I made that up.
Dude, I'm telling you, you get Bokeem Woodbine out there, and absolutely, the entire city of Philadelphia is sitting there listening. Okay. Yeah, man, this guy has suffered death in 50 different movies, being the first guy out. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to misery. All right? Maybe not the movie Misery, but yes.
I love that movie.
What's James Caan, right?
Yeah.
Now, is that an all-timer? Well, like, where would you put Misery on the all-time list of James Caan roles, Matt Mullen?
Ooh.
I've seen it.
Really?
You haven't seen it? Oh, you got to watch that.
No.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
No.
Misery.
I would
today.
Does it?
I don't know. I mean, is there a cancelable moment that Kathy Bates has where everybody's like, you can't say that now?
Well, that would make me want to watch it more if I hadn't seen it.
I guess so. You never saw Misery where James Caan is the author, kidnapped by...
I know the Stephen King story. Like, I know what Misery is. Yeah, but I've never seen the movie.
Man, that was 1990.
I've seen the Family Guy like spoof of it with Stewie, where Brian's the writer and Stewie captures him, but I've never seen the actual movie. So
wow.
I actually saw that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. I didn't realize that. Okay. Now we have.
All right.
Now, let's see. We've got a couple of minutes before we're back. What have you? I wrote this on the column for this week, and I'm trying to determine if it's worth it. Have you heard anything positive about the new Madden? Anything at all?
I know Evan has a copy of it, and he's played it. I mean, he's kind of down on it because the Eagles aren't very good, so it's kind of not as fun as it normally. But I feel like Hurts is the kind of player who makes Madden fun. Like when you have a quarterback who can scramble and stuff. That's why Vic was so awesome back in the day to play with. But I know last year he was real down on it. Like he wrote a whole thing about how Madden can get better and all these changes that they need to make and stuff like that. But I haven't heard the same this year.
Interesting.
Wow.
See, it's just trying to figure that one out. That's all.
Yeah, because I mean, he was saying, they keep putting out these new games every year where they charge you all this money, and they're not changing anything from year to year. It's essentially the same game, just with updated rosters
and different packaging. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it's still the same like engine that's driving the game. Everything's pretty much the same.
Well, I don't know how to play games. Yeah. See, I got this. Look, I don't even know how to turn this thing on. I'm looking at it.
I don't even have that.
What is
you
this?
got a Game Boy?
It's the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
it's for my grandson, and like he left it here, and I don't even know how to turn it on. I'm looking at it and like,
well, you fat finger that thing anyway.
Right? Look,
you know,
my head is bigger than the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a great point.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's
Going
Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, Matt Mullen joining us from the Philly Voice. At Matt_Mullen is how you can follow him on Twitter. And we were talking, as you know, a little bit earlier in the day, just this morning as well on the show, about this piece that you came out with from The Athletic about Howie Roseman being the least trusted. Is that the accurate phrasing of what's happening?
I believe that was the question. Which GM do you trust the least? I believe was how they worded it.
And we got Roseman as number one. Now, as Harry mentioned, Belichick was number one last year. So there's always
this year, yeah.
And he's number 2 this year. Right.
So, but I feel like there are different means to the same end, which is Roseman 1, Belichick 2. Is that accurate, you think?
Yeah.
So why is
I thought it was interesting also, real quick. Belichick also got votes under the most trusted.
And Roseman did not, correct?
No, not a 1.
Wait,
wow.
Why is Howie Roseman the least trusted general manager in all of baseball or football? Sorry,
I think
right now.
I think one, I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing to be untrustworthy. No. At least if that's how agents are viewing you. I don't think your own employees should view you that way. I don't think the people who work for you, the people who you work with. I'd heard you guys mention the thing that happened at the draft this year, where there was a clear disagreement behind the scenes. So I think that's okay. Now, why is he that way? He's active. He likes to check in on everyone. The Eagles are always linked to every player some of that's us in the media doing that, sure. But a lot of that is the information that's coming out, the reporters are getting and then passing along to everyone else. So I think when you're going to be involved and show interest in that stuff, there's a level of, he's probably not interested in all these guys that he's showing interest in. He might just be doing it to drive up the price. He might be doing it to screw over another team. But I think when you're that active, you're gonna be doing a lot of two-faced, double-sided, double talk kind of things. And I feel like that's probably why they think that.
Well, that's the thing, Matt. It's like he deals in a two-faced, double-sided world with these agents who are also two-faced and double-sided. And I find it funny that they're the ones they're so untrustworthy too. In their world, are calling him untrustworthy. It's like
to be fair, they were asked that question.
Right.
It wasn't like they just came out of nowhere blasting him.
But let's ask GMs who the least trustworthy agents are. I'm sure you're going to find some common names that we all know, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm sure they wouldn't want their name, they can't put a name on it because they don't want to ruin. They'll say this guy's untrustworthy and then turn around and do a deal with him 10 minutes later because they have to.
Right. Well, what were there players voting? Did they have any metrics? Did they have
just agents?
Metrics?
Yeah.
Just
so
agents.
I mean that's all relative then, because
exactly. That's why I don't.
From an organizational standpoint. Even the organization doesn't like it, though.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And there's the biggest problem. The organization doesn't like it. So it's almost like separation of religion and state. That's what I'm kind of feeling right now when it comes to what they're trying to accomplish with the organization. Right. Is this going? It used to be that the Eagles were a destination point for free agents. Now, not so much. So as they go forward, how are they going to rectify this? How are they going to fix this going forward? How can he get this stench off of him?
I think winning cures everything. I mean, that makes you a destination again, right? Like that teams want to be there. I think you saw that a little bit before the Super Bowl in those years where the Eagles were kind of on the rise. It seemed like it was a little bit easier for them to get the right free agents to kind of build the team. Now it's a little bit tougher for them with teams knowing that, when your owner comes out and admits that your team's in transition, guys who are chasing rings, established veterans who want to contribute to a winning team, they're not going to want to come there. So I don't know how much you probably would know this obviously more than I would, how that like mental calculus goes when you're looking to sign a team. And I'm sure it's different from guy to guy, but you know, how much you trust the organization, the people involved there versus how badly you want to win versus how much they're going to pay you. I'm sure there's all kinds of, you know, calculations you have to do in your mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know where, I mean, that's a question I have for you. Where does how trustworthy other people think the organization is? How important is that to you as a player?
And, you know, it's at the extremes, you know, when you're really young going into the league and when you're an older player in the league, you know, in between is you know, it's a little better because you feel it's going to make your money. But when you first get in the league, you need to have that trust in the organization that they're going to mold you. But then later on in your career, you want to have that trust. All right, I want to trust the organization going to treat me right. I'm at the tail end of my career, you know. So, you know, that's where you are as far as trust is. That's when you have the most trust in the organization at those two extremes. But in the middle, man, where guys are trying to make their money, guys are trying to make a mark, it's tough, man. At this point, looking at what Howie has done here lately, from a player standpoint, I look at it. I mean, I don't see anything, you know, as far as him doing them dirty. I think he does the players right. I mean, he keeps guys here longer than they should be. He brings guys in, he signs them back. From a player standpoint, he does the players the right way. So you'd be hard pressed to find a guy to really, with the exception of Ertz right now.
Right. We should have a Zach Ertz weigh in on that survey. That's what I was just going to say.
Good point.
Ertz, you know, so we said the Ertz. I mean, you look at everybody else. He signed guys, brought guys back, and extended guys that shouldn't even really been extended or shouldn't have been brought back. But he's helped those guys out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, one of the knocks against Howie is that he's too loyal to his own guys, like you said, and keeps guys along, especially people who were part of that Super Bowl team, keeps them around probably longer. Yeah, exactly. Longer than they probably should be. So yeah, I think that's a good point. Like maybe it is only externally that he's viewed this way, and internally people trust him a lot more because, you know, but again, you do see there have been situations in the past, specifically when Chip Kelly was here and stuff like that, where I'm sure there was stuff going behind the scenes that wasn't, you know, great.
I thought this was interesting too, about the off season. They asked these agents to grade the off season, like who had a good one, who had a bad one. And one of the guys, the Eagles got a couple of votes, but one was quoted as saying, "I'd be suspicious of the Sirianni coaching hire if a press conference determines his fate. In that market, is he going to be Gaced? Gaced is a head coach who's chewed up and spit out by the local media and fan base who desperately wants to win." Gase stumped.
Wow. Yeah.
What are you talking about, Gaced? He was atrocious.
Well, we don't know if this guy's going to be bad either, though.
Well, I know, but I mean, like to say Gase, like Gase got wronged. He was awful.
Oh, right.
He deserved to be fired.
Gase didn't get wronged.
Right. It makes it seem like, oh, you got Gased, man. That's too bad.
Well, that's
like,
a great adjective to really explain that. But yeah, I think he did it to himself. You know, production. You know, I mean, look at Belichick. Belichick is one of the worst SOBs as far as for media and you know, everybody else. But you know, his production outweighs all that.
Wait, Jimmy Sexton is his agent. So was Jimmy Sexton that guy?
Gase.
Yeah,
maybe.
Like comes up as. I don't know if he still is. I don't know what the hell Gase is even doing right now. What is he doing?
I'm not sure.
No idea.
CAA. There you go. So they represented. This is CAA for you. They represented Douglas. They represented the head coach. They represented the quarterback at the time and Sam Darnold. And they also represented about 6 or 7 people talking about that team on local and national television.
Wow.
Crazy how CAA just
incestuous.
Yes, all these different levels.
Wow.
So okay, and Barrett brings up an interesting point here. What's if there are any ramifications from this that you think, like, is this just a talking point now, or do you think that, I can't imagine Eagles would ever address it, but do you think that there is some damage that's done as a result of this, like agents, or do you think people just look at it internally in the NFL? Like, look, it's just agents and they have their axe to grind with guys like Roseman, whatever it may be.
I would think it's mostly that. I think they look at it just like media commentary on stuff. You know, it's noise that's out there, but I don't think they're going to let it affect any of their decision makings or how they view Howie Roseman. And I mean, like you had read some of the quotes earlier. If you read what the agents are actually saying, they don't seem to feel that him being, snaky or sharky or however you want to phrase it is a bad thing.
Right.
And I think as long as he's getting the job done that Laurie wants done, I think Laurie's fine with it. If he has to be a little sleazy or two-faced or whatever when dealing with agents and stuff, because that is the way that world operates. So.
Eytan, you'll be glad to know that Adam Gase is currently the offensive coordinator for Lincoln High School in Ypsilanti, Michigan, his old hometown. I kid you not.
Now,
Ypsilanti.
I guarantee you that Ypsilanti is famous for something. Like the first hot dog ever sold, or something along those. The first rubber tire ever rolled out. I guarantee. What is it? Ypsilanti?
Yeah, it's Ypsilanti. I think there's a college there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Watch,
like one of those Western Michigan type schools or something.
That can't be right, man.
Eastern Michigan University.
He's not the head coach.
Eastern. That's where Charlie Batch went to college.
Yeah,
but still
Ypsilanti. He's not even the head coach.
No, he's an offensive coordinator.
Look at this. Ypsilanti has played an important role in the automobile industry.
There you go.
1920 to 22, Apex Motors produced the Ace car. It's an Ypsilanti Preston Tucker. Designed and built the prototypes for the Tucker 48. See?
Wow.
The story
you signed on to this, Matt. You signed on to this, man.
Oh, Matt knows. Matt knows everything that goes on in this show. He's well aware of how we do what we do.
Francis Ford Coppola used his story in the film Tucker, The Man in His Dream.
Wow,
incredible.
45, the Willow Run B-24 Liberator bomber plant from Ford Motor Company. Right there. There's political history.
Yeah, of course.
All right? In the early 70s, along with neighboring city Ann Arbor, the citizens reduced the penalty for the use and sale of marijuana to $5. Ahead of the game, they were planning.
Visionaries.
Absolutely.
I like this town.
1809, trading post established by French-Canadian Gabriel Godefroy from Montreal. Eastern Michigan, founded in 1849. I'm telling you, this town has history. The Michigan Fire.
Adam Gase, is that on there?
No, Adam Gase is
hometown of Adam Gase. I wonder if there's like a plaque as you drive into Ypsilanti on one of the roads.
It's probably been taken down.
Right.
Wait a second.
Bro,
notable
day,
people. Yeah. Sorry, Barrett. Go ahead. I have the notable people here, by the way. And unfortunately for us, Adam Gase is on this. Now, there are about 7 or 8 people ahead of him. But that's it. Go ahead, Barrett. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, how could you not be the head coach, but you're the offensive coordinator? I don't just understand that, man.
He doesn't want the responsibility of being the CEO of a high school football team, because you probably had to be a chemistry teacher too in order to get the head coaching job. He's just weaseling his way in there and trying to get, be an OC, and then hopefully he vultures the Michigan State offensive coordinator and takes that job. That's how these guys work.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
Come on, man.
It has been said that Ypsilanti is the Brooklyn to Ann Arbor's Manhattan.
Wow.
There you have it.
Oh,
there you go.
Vonnegut has a chapter titled "A Sappy Girl from Ypsilanti" in his 2005 book, A Man Without a Country.
Jeez.
Francis Ford Coppola, Kurt Vonnegut. Seriously.
Who knew?
Yeah, really. What didn't I tell you? As soon as he mentioned that town, it's just these towns all have something to them, like some crazy history. Bob Sutton.
Iggy Pop is from Ypsilanti.
So is Bob Sutton, by the way. The current DC for the Chiefs.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Iggy Pop is an icon in punk music.
Is he still?
Oh, yeah, from the 70s? Oh, yeah.
I thought he was more like a commercialized version of Pop.
Wow.
He's called the Godfather of punk.
Is he?
Not the Philly Godfather.
No. You're right. He is called the God.
Yes.
Holy. He grew up in the Coachville Trailer Park.
There you go.
Lot 963423 on
That's
Carthage
like 8
Road.
Mile up there. That's the Ypsilanti version of 8 Mile.
All right, Iggy, you better take your ass on back to 8 Mile.
Well, Matt, let me ask you this, man. When
Barrett's going to redirect back to football. Here we go.
Good. I'll tell you what, we got a break. Hold on. We've got a break on the network. We're back at 3 on Sports Map Radio. Go ahead.
Get it back to football. Please.
Well, when they did this evaluation, they did this. Did they give any adjectives as far as how they explained who he is as a person? I mean, what were the like? Did they have like direct questions? They did interview him, or did they just have like a a yes no form? Or you like him? Yes. You trust him? No. I mean, how to go about that?
I'm pretty sure it was open-ended questions. It says it was just a 23 question survey. That they sent to them, and they had some quotes. I guess they pulled a selection of the best. Some people might have just put a name in. Some people might have put a name and then a little more information. So someone said he's always playing both sides at all times. He's not dishonest. He's a hedger. Always make sure he has a side deal. I think Harry read the one earlier that Howie will do what Howie needs to do. I say that with tremendous reverence, but I don't trust him.
Well, that's true. Hedging. That's appropriate.
Job. That's the job.
Yep. This is easy. He tells you one thing and does the opposite. You can tell him something and say it stays with us, and then 3 or 4 people are hitting me up about what we discussed. It doesn't make him a bad guy, but there's no transparency.
So that's what they said about him?
Yep, that was stuff they said about Howie.
So things you say to him in confidence, he just tells everybody.
You can't do that, man.
That's probably the most damning thing that they say on there. Yeah.
Right.
You can't do that.
No,
that's. Oof.
So when you talk about trust,
and if you do, you got to be better about it. You can't let it get back to you like that.
Right.
So I'm thinking trust. As far as not not signing a guy when he says he's going to sign him, but when you're talking about things that are said in confidence, and then you hear about it later on, that you can't do that, man. Could you imagine a player saying something to him? Hey, man, don't say this, and then you tell Howie, then Howie goes and tells it to 3 other players. Bro, you're done. You're done in that locker room, man. You're done.
Yeah, or even you're an agent and you call up Howie and you say, hey, we're looking to this stays between us. We're shopping this player. Do you have any interest? What would you be willing to offer? And then, he only calls Howie, and then 3 other GMs call him up. Hey, I heard you're shopping this guy. Hey, I heard you're shopping this guy. Like, then that messes up that other GM and how he's trying to work. And I get that's all part of the game, and that's what they're supposed to, maybe not what they're supposed to do, but how business is done. But yeah, no, you don't want to be, betraying people's trust like that.
Right.
That's crazy, man. Because can you imagine though? Hey, man, we're trying to get Deshaun. We're shopping Deshaun. Don't tell anybody, man. But he likes a little digital every once in a while.
Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
He's not an analog man. He's a digital man.
Make sure you say the last name. Jackson will sue you for that.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studio.
Not an analog guy.
Nope. Straight digital, homie.
All right, Matt Millen is Matt Millen.
Matt Millen.
I've had that done a million times.
No, I'm sorry. That's the worst thing too, because now people are going to question your judgment if they hear Matt Millen,
right?
Because he had the worst judge, contrary to what Barrett may say about his guy. He had the worst judgment in the history of judge. Like, where would Matt Millen be ranked as far as least probably like the most trusted, because you could get over on him, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
At Matt_Mullen, of course, on Twitter, how you follow him, Philly Voice, the Philly Voice. Are you excited for Friday night? Maybe just to get done with the preseason?
Just get it over with. I'm excited if Hurts and Smith are going to play. I'm excited to see them on the field at the same time. Beyond that, do I think they're going to play?
Yes.
I agree with Eytan that Hurts should, but I don't think. I think the fact that he hasn't said it yet makes me think that it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's crazy too. We talked about that at length yesterday, and I don't know if we see this elsewhere. And I'll always concede the point, which is if we see this elsewhere, then maybe they're onto something. But it's just like, this is a really hard league to buck trends on unless you have all world talent to get away with it, right? Like, it's super hard to buck trends.
Oh, yeah. And not just hard, but it takes a certain mental fortitude to be like, no, everyone's doing this, but I'm going to do it differently. So I think it's a combination of that and having the special talents to be able to do that.
All right, we're back at the top of the next hour here on Sports Map. Matt, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, man. Have a great day. You got it, brother. All right, we're back.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Howie, man, being slimy, man. That's
Yep. It's all right.
It's crazy, isn't it, though? Like, hard to not believe.
right.
Yeah, it's kind of like I almost expect it.
Right. Well, you know what? And me and Howie, we get along. You know what I'm saying? We get along very well. You know, I talk to him every time I see him. You know, but
yeah,
I don't. He looks like, you know, he might be that guy. You know what I'm saying? He does look like it, but me and him have always been straight up, man. We've been 100. You know, we talk all the time, man. You know, when we see each other, like on the field and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but you know, I don't deal with him in a professional standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
True.
It's more so in passing.
That is
But like I said, man, when you look at it, I think players love him. Not necessarily love him, but they like that he if he finds a little favor in you, he'll keep you around.
Yep.
You on his good side, he'll keep you around.
Interesting.
What are you cooking up over there? A parlay?
No. I told you I got 2 announcements I'm gonna have to make in the next 2 days. So
oh yeah,
trying to get press releases and all out. Yeah.
Wow.
Coming for Barrett's job in a minute there.
There you go. Come on.
No. They're not going to replace you with me. They'd find another player. Although the everybody up there who ignored me is gone.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm very comfortable and entrenched in where I am at 29. That's part of what I'm doing actually. So I'll be on game day and weekly with Good Day doing props and lock stuff. So
nice.
Yes, sir. And then there's post game stuff I got to announce too, but I don't want to get in Barrett's way, man. I don't want to pull people away from Barrett watching Barrett. They're gonna have to watch me, unfortunately, but on a different outlet. So that's good.
That's what's up, man.
We'll see.
That's what's up.
Sunday, man. I'm just trying to keep my Sundays to where I can watch football. How come OnlyFans hasn't done a weekly drop of NFT? What are they waiting on? I'm getting in on this Osaka stuff, by the way, today. I could not get I don't know anybody. It's like winning the lottery. I don't know anybody. If there's anybody on the stream that got the Gretzky or Brady, then my God, you won the lottery. But this NFT thing, it's the easiest way. Like, you don't have to do anything. You go in there, you get a number. If you're fortunate enough to buy one, you buy it, and then immediately people are going to pay you 5 to 10 times the value of it. Immediately.
I just don't get it.
No, I have no idea either.
Yeah.
Like the Top Shot thing came out, but now this is all about the drops. That's why OnlyFans should do this.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, second hour here as we still have, I guess we have a baseball game tonight. I don't know if anybody's watching that.
You know, I watched the final inning of last night's game with that Hammer dude on the hill with the crazy hair and the glasses. And he got through an inning. They're down 3-1. And here comes Raul Muto to lead off the next inning. And I was just like, you know, there's no way they're going to come back here in the 9th inning and beat this Tampa Bay team. And of course, you know, they just wither. You know, they didn't know. I think they got a guy on base, but you just knew. Hoskins pinch hit. Now, Hoskins comes back off the DL, right?
Yeah.
Plays one game against the Padres, hit a couple of home runs. Then they have a day off, and now he's not in the lineup the next day. Why is that?
Is he still?
He was good enough to pinch hit, but they didn't play him.
Right.
So instead of having 4 at bats or more, he had 1.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Is he
So he
back
hit a couple home runs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 home runs in the first game back.
Is he back tonight?
I have no idea. I don't know if the lineups have been released yet. But I'm just like we ripped, you know, these NBA players. I'm sure Hoskins probably wanted to play. I don't think he just took himself out. But is that analytics at work?
More than likely.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Right. This team is just immersed itself in numbers and analytics to the point where it's like, all right, go to the computer program and tell us what to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, but you got a night out of Ranger Suarez and company where you held the Tampa Bay Rays to 3 runs. And that's reasonable. They just can't hit.
Right.
And it was supposed to be their strong suit going into the season.
Yeah. It's tough to watch a team. I mean, you know, that just can't hit. I mean, that's just, you know, entertain me. Hitting is entertaining. I know great pitching is too. But Jesus, you know, scratch out 4 or 5 runs on a nightly basis, and I might watch your games.
Right. Give you something to watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, people will watch for at least scoring.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
and it doesn't have to all be home runs either.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm back on the Longmire bandwagon. I'm almost through season 2. We binged a couple of episodes last night.
We need an update on that coming up. It's back and 3 on the network. All right. So what are you on now?
I'm almost done with season 2.
Season 2.
There's like 13 episodes in season 2. They ramped it up 3.
Now, how's my guy doing? Lou Diamond.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a great character in this, man.
Not Lex Diamond, aka Raekwon the Chef. No, you're thinking of Lex. You're thinking of another Lex. Lex.
No, who was the guy? Who was James Woods' character? Something Diamond in Casino.
I'll tell you right now.
He was what's her name's sleazy boyfriend,
Lester Diamond.
Lester Diamond.
Wow,
yeah.
that is an amazing
Wow.
pull by you.
Wow,
what a pull! Wow. He might be on the Mount Rushmore of diamonds.
Well, Frankie Diamonds is on the Mount Rushmore. One of PGF's guys.
Yeah, you got to put him in there.
Oh, Frankie Diamonds is strong.
Diamonds is
Lou Diamond.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yes.
What about? Wait a second. What about the Lex Diamond story? Studio album by Raekwon the Chef. That was his. All right, so Raekwon is from Wu-Tang, right?
Oh, okay.
Raekwon, Ray. And he had this, he would always call himself like Lex Diamond. I don't know where it came from initially.
Lex Diamond.
And then he had an album later on called The Lex Diamond Story.
Yeah, play action reel. Not Neil Diamond.
No.
Dude, I mean, Neil Diamond is classic.
Yeah, but I mean, he might be moved off at this point.
Really?
Yeah. You still have him on the all-timer?
Oh, my God, yeah. He wrote so many songs, even stuff that he didn't do.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, see, ghostwriting, you don't get a lot in... I mean, you don't find out a lot about ghostwriting in music until the person either dies or it's like 20 years later, right? Where it's like, hey, this guy. So I guarantee you Neil Diamond probably ghost wrote a lot of stuff.
Neil Diamond and Carole King and a couple of them were all at that Brill building in New York City just churning out hits for everybody.
Did they call it the Brillo pad?
No, the Brill building.
Oh, okay.
Famous building. And what's his name? David Gates, who was the guy in Bread. He was a big songwriter back then too.
Was it
Love that era?
Studio? What was it?
What's that?
Was it a recording studio?
It was like I don't know if it was A&M Records or one of those, one of the record companies or what, but they just sat in there and churned out hits.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Our guy Pharoah Monch, also a major ghostwriter.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Probably wouldn't know that.
No.
One of Puffy, if you can call him that, Sean Combs, one of his best songs where he's a rapper, not like yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that, take that. Right. Not like the ad libs as they call them in the back, but when he's actually rapping, it's called. Boy, is it called Vic? That's not Victory. I gotta find the song.
But that is one of the funnier things in rap and hip hop is they'll get like 10 guys in the studio and one guy's just doing that. And he gets credit on the song as like this so-and-so featuring boom, this guy. And all he did was go, yeah, every couple of seconds. It's hilarious.
I think it's called The Future. Yeah, but that's it. Right. And he made that famous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Wow, nobody was doing that before Diddy.
What do they call that? What do they call that?
Hype man, isn't it?
Ad libs.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like the hype guy. Like, yeah. Where
take that.
Yeah, because it used to be the rapper themselves who would say something in the background, and then he was just like, no, I'm gonna do this. Got his voice out there, and it was just like
remember Suge said, now if you want to come to a real company where you ain't got your executive producer all in the background.
Right. Yes. There were a lot of back and forths on that one. The Future is the name of the song, by the way. Just if anybody we can't play it obviously here, but if anybody wants to, it's funny when you hear ghost writing for rapping because it's really hard for somebody to write outside of their own style. So a lot of times you'll hear a song that's ghost written by somebody else. Like, for example, if you ever heard this song, The Future by Diddy, then you will hear Pharoah Monch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's the funny thing is like he's rapping like Pharoah Monch, and you're thinking like, oh, he stole his style. No, Diddy's not good enough to steal anybody's style.
Right.
It's just a more matter of the opposite there. All right. So tonight, I don't think anybody's watching that baseball game, right?
No
bets on that. Now we just need to figure out what happens tomorrow. Like, can the Eagles win a walkthrough? Is that possible to win the day on the walkthrough?
How do we put a point spread on the walkthroe? That's tough.
Don't know.
We might need to get the PGF on tomorrow just to see if he can give us a
number. I don't think that they'll be around each other's for the walkthrough.
No. I'm just saying, like, you win your own walkthrough, right?
You got to attack the walkthrough first before you can even hope to win it.
I tell you what, man, we attacked that walkthrough.
You guys are going too far. I mean, they first have to win the sleep first. Win the night's sleep first. Get up in the morning.
That's true.
Win breakfast, then win the walkthrough.
Right. I won sleep last night. I got about 8 hours.
I know I got 8 hours.
Yeah.
I know I did.
When's the last time you got 8 hours, Eytan?
Well, to be fair, years before this child came.
Oh, even really?
Yeah. Well, remember, I was doing at one point. I was doing an.
Well, you're doing the overnight show. Yeah.
With you, I think at like what was it, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., something like that.
It was
early,
wasn't it?
11 to 1.
11 to 1 or 12 to 2. I forget.
It was 11 to 1. I think.
Okay. Yeah,
or maybe it was 12 to 2.
No, I think you're right. It was 11 to 1. There would be some times where I'd go, or we'd do it from his apartment over in Conchi, right before he moved to the house that he's in now. And I would just go in. Like, it was just like, you didn't even call up and say, hey, I'm here. You just got in. I got in the apartment. And
you also knew the code too.
Well, right. And the door was always open.
You were ready before he was.
You'd open the door and there's Ace, like looking at you, like right in your face, just Ace, just waiting for somebody to come through the door because he's passed out on his bed, face down, just out, right? He's trying to catch 20 minutes of sleep.
Yeah. It's like Rob Ellis, except I wasn't in my car.
He's like, take me out.
Right, Rob Ellis, yeah. Yeah, then he'd have to take the dog out before the show started.
Well, yeah, good thing I just had the yarn at the back there, right?
Yeah. There was a dog walk back there, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I could just let him out there real quick, come back in, and he was up on my schedule anyway.
Right.
So he was already out at like 4 a.m. where again he was trained. Every time the headphones went down,
right,
he heard that sound and he knew to jump up. So yeah, I'd have him out at like 4:30 in the morning, and then I knew I had this time frame. And back then I was working out and stuff, single. So, I'd
right.
be on my best there. And
right.
It was tough, but I couldn't sleep because I was also, before that was the morning. Mm-hmm. So I went from waking up at like 3:30, 4 a.m. to going to bed at 3:30, 4 a.m. pretty much overnight.
That's rough.
That switch. Yeah. So my
rough.
sleeping pattern has never been the same since the mornings at the Fanatic, to be honest with you.
91 LSXer says, Harry, remember the show from Eytan's apartment when the carpet cleaner was there during the show? Yes. Now, that's a guy who has been with us each and every day. If he remembers that.
Holy shoot. I don't remember
you
that.
Remember that?
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was specifically a carpet cleaner, but you had a woman there to clean the apartment one time. I met her. She was good looking.
Oh, nice young woman. Yes.
Yes.
That
might be what he's talking about.
Did she make the camera or something?
I think so.
Really?
Yes.
Boy, that is, you both have much stronger memories than me.
Yeah.
I definitely don't remember that. No, now it's just a matter of if the baby makes the shot or if Barrett's grandchild makes the shot. His dog is always around hovering.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone from the nice young cleaning woman to wherever the hell we are, dogs and babies now.
Right. Here we go.
The show. Seriously.
Here we go.
Oh, no, I definitely don't remember that by any means. Oh, more film coming out of Devontae Smith breaking down somebody on the Jets defense.
Oh, boy.
We're winning the day, bro. They got to win the day. Because tomorrow's the walkthrough. If they win today, there's probably the likelihood of a snowball's chance in hell that they play.
The starters on Friday night. Yeah.
So let's hope they tie today.
Yeah.
If they tie, they'll probably get an opportunity to play. But if they don't, nah.
I don't know. Isn't there not overtime in these practices?
I don't think so. He's notoriously kind of a guy that likes shorter practices.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can't leave practice. You can't leave a Nick Sirianni practice until somebody is declared a winner. I don't know how, right?
Oh, I would think so.
Nobody's leaving here until we get a winner. Until somebody's declared a winner.
Now, did you lock in any plays for the BMW? Asked John Shelton.
I have not yet. I have not talked to my two sharps quite yet on this. I actually have one of my guys coming on later tonight for the iHeart show.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you at the very least who is, well, this is more of a DFS standpoint. Now, who are the guys that you have locked in?
Well, you got to listen to episode 59 of Swing It and Ding It to find out. I'm not going to just give that away on the show here.
Is that right?
I mean, God.
I didn't realize that.
You know, I mean, why would I, do the podcast and spend an hour, prepping for that and doing it if I'm just going to give it away?
Well, you can it's like somebody giving away free plays it's like the PGF giving one free play out.
All right, I'll give you one. I'm bullish on Keegan Bradley this week.
Keegan Bradley.
Yes.
Any interest in why?
Strokes gained approach.
Well,
he's
my language.
Yeah, I mean, he's let's see, 5th in strokes gained approach this season. That's a big element for this golf course. He's 21st in strokes gained putting, believe it or not, with that crazy putter. And he's 25th off the tee. He hits it long enough, and he's motivated by this. He's currently number 32 in the FedEx Cup, and you got to get inside the 30 to make the finals.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say off that, Keegan right now, I have 3, 6, 9 guys ahead of him. Not that there's a huge gap because a lot of this is minuscule, but he's top 10 in this tournament, strokes gained approach.
Yeah.
The 2 guys that I think that jump out that are super high. So these are the 2 metrics that I'll use: strokes gained approach, strokes gained putting. And what I'll do is I'll find guys who are both plus, right? So, for example, Matsuyama and Kyle Stanley are fantastic when it comes to strokes gained approach, but they're not. They're in the negative.
Putters. Yeah.
Exactly.
How about Louis Oosthuizen? He's the best putter on tour right now as far as strokes gained, and he's got a pretty darn good iron game too.
Yeah, but the numbers there for Oosthuizen are actually for strokes gained approach. He's only at 0.24, and the leader. Like, you've got a lot of guys in front of him because Morikawa and
Morikawa is the best. Yeah.
Are all the way up there. So here's a guy that I really like. Okay. Here's a guy that I think the metrics support. There are 2 guys outside of who you said, because Bradley is there as well. The 2 guys that I think you can look at here outside of Chalk and John Rahm, because I imagine he's going to be up there.
Right.
So Abraham Answer is 4th in this tournament in strokes gained approach, and positive at least at like 0.24 as far as strokes gained putting. So I like him. And then the last guy I'll give you here that fits this bill. Now, look, I'm just using these metrics. So the last guy that I like is Seamus Power.
Oh, okay.
Who is in that like Answer and Power, a really strong strokes gained approach, and their putting game doesn't hurt them because they're over 0. Like, I'd stay away from Emiliano Grillo.
Yeah, Grillo, yeah.
Because his putting is just not sharp. But all right, Keegan Bradley to win it. That's from Harry Mays.
Well, he actually won this tournament back in 2018 when it was at Aronimink. You would clean up. He's like plus 7,000 or something.
Ooh.
So yeah, like 70 to 1.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
There really isn't anybody like Lebioda is the only guy who's like top 20 in both.
Yeah.
Approach and putting. So bet at your own risk. I like Keegan Bradley, though, Tom. See, what I usually do is I like to take Harry and other guys who know a lot about this, and they'll tell you who they like to win, and I just play them top 20.
Yeah, I picked I put a little something down on JT and Louis so far to win.
Not bad at all. We'll see. I got to set my lineup. Lineup.
Seamus Power isn't in this tournament.
No?
No.
I have the wrong.
I thought he missed it. He was 2 outside the cut line. He was 72nd in the FedEx Cup. He didn't get in.
So this is not updated yet. This is only been updated. Jeez, what are they doing?
Because I thought that when you said his name, I like him as a player. He's a Corn Ferry guy. He's got a lot of upside, but I'm like thinking, hey, he didn't qualify.
No, he's
72
a month ago. I apologize. I need this to be updated.
Phil Mickelson was the last guy to get in. He's at 70.
Got to get you in.
I'll get you in.
All right, so I need this updated before I start throwing out metrics and data here. All right, let me give you one player prop coming up in 3 minutes here. All right, we'll take a break on Sports Map. We're still live as we broke at the top here on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Back in 3 on the network. All right, so follow me here on my analysis. You ready for this?
Yep.
I have a $7,500 payout plus $7,500 payout for Lamar Jackson to lead the league in rushing touchdowns. Okay. Now, this is what I'm basing this on. I have, we at the site that I work for, one of the sites I work for, Awesemo. And again, this is more of you go ahead and sign up. I'm not going to give you everything here, but we have this season-long player props tool that's done off of the algorithms and everything that they have there. So nothing is be-all, end-all, say-all. Nothing that you have in front of you should ever be the one determining metric. But we have 4 guys predicted to finish double-digit touchdowns on the ground. 4 guys. And to be fair, the 5th and 6th guy in Elliott and McCaffrey, respectively, are 2 full touchdowns off the lowest guy in Nick Chubb, meaning Chubb is 11.3 projected rushing touchdowns. Elliott is 9.5, McCaffrey 9.3. So there's a pretty good gap between Elliott McCaffrey's projection and the guys in front of them. So that leaves 4 people right now to hit double-digit touchdowns. They're all 11 plus. All right, so follow me here. Nick Chubb is 11.3. Dalvin Cook is 11.9. Derrick Henry, 13.9. The one name I left off in between Cook and Chubb, so he's not even 4th on this list, Lamar Jackson at 11.5. So let's work in reverse. I put $100 to win most rushing touchdowns in the NFL at plus 7,500 back for Lamar Jackson. And here's why. A, I already have him in the mix as far as the projection is concerned. His number is around 7, so he should dominate that line on the ground. Let's look at Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, if he doesn't have Kareem Hunt there, is being talked about as the best running back in the NFL. That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. He happens to have one of the best backups / 1-2 punches you can have. Right. It's just naturally going to take away also touches. And they know that they don't want Baker Mayfield throwing the football 30, 40 times. So there's going to be a lot of different now, Chubb is good enough where he can overcome it, but the fact that there is somebody as good as Kareem Hunt behind him, I have to say at this point, I'll take Lamar over him. Now it gets tough. Dalvin Cook is an animal. I mean, he's a monster, but he's missed 2 games each over the last 2 years. And the expectation is he'll miss 2 more games this year. They also, through circumstance, because of Cook's absence or just not playing due to things happening with the playoff scenario, have found a really good back in Madison. And I think Madison is going to get a little more action this year with the idea of preserving Dalvin Cook for the playoffs, which we know Minnesota is going to have a shot at. 12 rushing touchdowns is a lot. Last thing about Cook. He comes off for the first time in his career 300-plus carries, not touches, carries last year. That's a lot of wear for somebody to just bounce right back, have a better year.
Don't they throw to him a lot out of the backfield, too?
They love throwing
exactly.
to him. And that's like a poor man's version of Kamara, who's going to see a lot of rushing productivity drop, but a significant increase passing. Right. Last one for you. Speaking of wear, there is no way in hell, I'm sorry, that Derrick Henry is going to be able to keep this up. He had 600-plus carries over the last 2 years.
He's a beast, man.
And look, I get it. He's young, he's healthy, and all these other things, but 11 rushing touchdowns and 200, like a dip for Derrick Henry is not necessarily him falling off the face of the earth, but it's enough for Lamar Jackson to sneak up there.
Yeah.
So I'm playing off of the future here that the 2 guys ahead of Lamar are simply going to have a lighter workload or just aren't going to be able to repeat what we've seen at some point, and hopefully this is the year. And then below him, Nick Chubb is not going to be able to have that same level of rushing productivity as far as scoring is concerned because you have other options, et cetera. So that's all my logic right there. Plus 7,500.
It's very sound logic. I am also, though, in agreement with Smile and Be Happy on the stream. Najee Harris in Pittsburgh will get at least 7 TDs, probably more.
No question.
We have him projected for 8.5, but that's not enough for me to take him to lead the league in rushing touchdowns. I mean, look, if you want to go over Najee Harris 7.5 touchdowns, I would strongly suggest you do that.
I would take that.
But I would not take him to lead the league.
Where'd you say McCaffrey was?
McCaffrey sits. All right, so McCaffrey's line is 11.5, but we have him projected for 9.3. So look, 11.5 touchdowns for him. We also know that he gets the ball thrown to him so much.
Right.
Yep.
Like rushing touchdowns, unless you're breaking these or you're getting 300-plus carries, rushing touchdowns are not easy to come with. That's why I like Lamar.
No, but both those organizations where you say Chubb and McCaffrey, Carolina and Cleveland, there is a commitment to the ground game.
Yep.
because they both don't want to put too much stress and onus on their quarterbacks.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're saying their quarterbacks aren't really good, but they're good when they have a running game.
Yeah, I'm right. They need a running game to be effective. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think so, man. I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we have before we get back?
Are we in break?
Eagles practice? No, we're back. I was saying anything else before more Eagles practice?
Well, I'm looking here at quotes from Javon Hargrave. He says the D-line is, quote, going to wreck things this season. Now, he's had a decent preseason.
Really?
Hargrave.
To the point where, well, he kind of disappeared for a little bit last year, right?
Well, yeah, last year. I'm saying I think he's going to have a better season this season.
Well, he never appeared until late in the season.
Right.
But now that he
was he hurt, Barrett?
No, he was hurt. He was hurt. He was injured. But I think it was more so the system change that, he had to change philosophies on what he was as a defensive lineman. In Pittsburgh, he was a two-gapper. He was responsible for two gaps. He really, he couldn't get up the field and be a one-gap player. Well, he comes here, now he has to be that one-gap player. I mean, he's responsible for one gap. It means he can get up the field and penetrate. And this is a penetrating type of defense that he's in. So now he can go out there and use that explosiveness he had, get off the ball, get up the field, and get to the quarterback. So he's finally out of that mindset of being a two-gapper and now in the mindset of getting up the field, creating havoc, stopping, the run on his way to the pass. It's a different mindset.
Right. Now, as Jimmy Kempski could only do, he says, following Javon Hargrave's post-practice interview, Steven Nelson requests a different chair so as not to have to sit in Hargrave's butt sweat. That is Jimmy Kempski in a nutshell.
What?
And I love it.
What is going on?
Seriously. Like, who wants to follow a guy with a lot of butt sweat in an interview and have to sit in the same chair?
I don't know.
You can't, you don't bring your own towel or there's got to be towels.
There's towels everywhere, right?
Yeah, I would think so. You can't just put a towel down there and, sap it up a little bit.
Right. Yeah, but maybe, isn't there another guy for that?
I would think so.
Like you get some like, what do they call them, Barrett? The guys running around helping with the equipment.
Towel people.
Yeah, are they called towel guys?
Yeah. Well, they're not all guys now.
Equipment managers?
Equipment managers. There you go.
Yeah.
You get an equipment manager in there to wipe down the chair.
There you go.
Seriously, can I get a towel here? Can I get a towel over here?
Yeah.
Could you please wipe the sweat from this chair?
It's like at the gym,
Right.
at the Planet Fitness, they're all up here. They're all on your grill about wiping down the equipment after you use it.
Right.
Deservedly so, though,
Well, yeah, because some of these people are huge sweaters and they get on the treadmill or whatever, and there's sweat all over the board because they're just it's dripping off of them.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's disgusting.
That is awful. And you really have to take advantage of any spray down bottle they have.
Yes. They have those everywhere. Thank goodness. Yeah. Because then the guy will go directly from the treadmill, all sweaty, and go right to the triceps press or whatever.
Right.
And then there's sweat all over the pad. And if he doesn't get up and clean that, you want to go in there and do that?
Right.
No.
Yeah. You going in there and I'm skipping triceps today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, seriously. Think about that. You're right. Who in there now? Some poor individual who's paid to do this at the gym, has to take up for you because you don't have the presence of mind to clean up after yourself.
Exactly. It's just human decency and respect for everybody else.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And a lot of people don't have it.
That's why I work out of my house, man.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that, bro.
Right.
Just see that, just sweat, man, just sitting there and festering.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I'm later for that.
No.
I've seen fights in gyms before with that.
Yeah,
I've seen fights,
man.
Yeah.
Yes, fights. I saw these two women. They were, this one lady, like, she just gets off the
now you got Harry's
stepper.
attention.
Oh, here we go.
Look, she's on the stepper, and she's first of all, the lady was pissed off because the lady was on the stepper.
The hot stepper.
The one that goes.
Was she a hot stepper?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Inicomosis.
Inicomosis.
Well, yeah. Inicomosis, as Busta Rhymes referred to him in a once lyric.
Is that right? It was a diss track.
No, it was. He says, "I'm the hostess with the rhyme overdoses, hot stepping over bleep like inicomosis." I can't remember what because Busta has that sound to him. He's like, "I'm the hostess with the rhyme overdoses,
right?
Hot stepping over bleep like inicomosis." Yeah, I think it wasn't woo ha.
Yeah,
is that
I got you all in check.
Oh man, inicomosis is how he'll always be referred to by me.
Wow, that's amazing.
But he is the original hot stepper.
That's right.
There is
but look,
somebody,
so
right?
she's stepping on. She's doing it. First of all, she's on for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady's pissed off because she's on for an hour. She's like, you're only supposed to be off. You're supposed to be off for 30 minutes.
Well, what do they only have one stepper?
Well, that she wanted that stepper, I guess,
because it was in front of a TV with her program on it.
I guess so.
Probably.
It's terrible that we can't play music on YouTube.
I know.
All we need right now.
Now you're into the hot stepper. Huh?
We got to do this whole thing with the hot stepper in the background.
Still living like that. Yes. Actually, wasn't a bad. Like, it was an awful song, but it wasn't. It's like a good bad song. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
One of those where it's like, if it comes on the radio, you probably don't turn it off, but you're looking around if you're pulling up to a red light to make sure that it's not like too loud.
So nobody notices you enjoying it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like a Shaggy song.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You guys for it.
Yeah.
More so. I'm not judging. That's not me, but yeah, you so more than me on Shaggy. Yes, absolutely.
It wasn't me.
Right.
I used to hate that where it's like, I drive home listening to Harry and Jason or something on the radio, and whoever the producer was would come back with like bad music.
Yeah.
And I'm blasting it because I'm listening to you guys on my ride home with the windows open, and I'm heading out and I'm at a red light on Fayette and Conchie, and people are looking over because there's some bad song coming back because you guys referenced the bad song in the previous segment.
Right.
So the producer's doing their job and coming back with it. And I have to like drop you until I know the song is done. So people don't look at me and be like, why is he listening to Jewel?
What is he doing? I mean,
all right.
What is going on?
We're back in 3.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Got a couple nuggets. NFL.
Nice. Let's do it.
From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
What do you got?
Well, I'm looking over Adam Schefter's Twitter page because he updates it every so often with good stuff about the final week of preseason. Mike Tomlin said Haskins will start his team's preseason finale against the Panthers. Yeah, so Big Ben had a great couple of series last week against Detroit.
Yep.
No surprise there, okay? But Schefter then tweets that the Jaguars have officially announced that Trevor Lawrence will start week 1 against Houston. And
is that a shock?
No, it's not. But I mean, yesterday, or was it the day before or yesterday, we were talking about Gardner Minshew, or Trevor Lawrence.
He was the third string guy to come in, Minshew. There was somebody in between, right, who came in?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the other guy was actually the third string, but
okay.
But now here's the interesting one. He just put this out. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor said today that Joe Burrow will play Sunday against Miami. So Joe Burrow, coming off a bad injury last season, is going to play some in week 3 of the preseason game because he still wants him to get reps, live reps. But Jalen Hurts will probably sit
because of practice.
That's good football there. That's understanding that you guys he needs to be out there, man. So I mean, that's good work by them.
Yeah, it also puts into perspective our frustrations about not seeing Jalen Hurts, not for selfish reasons, but for his own reasons.
But if Burrow gets hurt again, playing in a preseason game week 3, they're going to roast that guy.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that the same for like, I think you have to own that risk. So if people's argument is, I don't want Jalen Hurts to get hurt, therefore don't put him out, that's like the only thing that I would at least listen to at the start of the conversation. I'm sure by the end of it, I still won't agree, but I understand that, which is bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. But the reality is that he hasn't played in a game.
Right.
So that's what I think trumps it. That's all.
Yeah, and he only has, 4 games under his belt in his career. Real games.
Right. That's the thing. And last year was not a representation of this year. So if Doug Peterson is back and the OC is back and the team is back, then you could probably make an argument that practice is enough. But there are so many new components.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
The only way, I think the only way that Hurts wouldn't play, this should be the mindset of what they should be thinking, is if your starting 5 doesn't start.
Right.
But I think the starting 5 needs to start together because they haven't played together in live circumstances yet.
Here's the point that I think you can extrapolate from that statement, because I think you're 100% right, Barrett, which is we just talked about in the first hour before Matt Mullen came on about how Andre Dillard has yet to win the left tackle position.
Or Mailata has yet to win.
Pardon me.
Yeah,
Jordan Mailata. Yeah, better way to put it. Sorry. So what are you going to do? You're going to start Jordan Mailata at the left on Friday night with 2s and 3s on that line. You're not going to get a
right. What does that do for you?
Look, exactly. Yeah. So you kind of are damned if you do, damned if you don't here. If you're Sirianni, I think he painted himself in a corner where it's like, hey man, you can't sit Hurts and simultaneously expect us to think that the left tackle position is truly open for Friday night. Mm-hmm. One of those two doesn't add up. If like they can't coexist. Does that make sense?
Exactly. It makes a whole lot of sense because if you're saying it's still a competition, in which we know it's not, then why wouldn't this guy be playing in the game then? Why wouldn't Dillard come in and play with the twos then? Or whatever. I just don't see the rationale of what he's thinking. I don't see the rationale of not calling Mailata to start. I don't see the rationale of not playing Hurts because Hurts is still a young guy. Here's right. Cincinnati's coach understands that he has a young guy, and he had way more reps than Jalen Hurts did.
Right.
Way more reps than Jalen Hurts. But yet he's still playing. It just goes to show you, man.
Now, he's probably not going to play a lot.
It doesn't matter. He's still going to play, though.
A series or two, yeah.
They're trying to say Hurts is not playing at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, man.
It's bad football.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great encompassing way to describe it. It's just not good football, really. It's not. And unfortunately, I think the team is all right. So this is what I'm most concerned about. I'm not fearful is the wrong term to be using here, but this is what I'm most concerned about, which is, and again, I'll go back to a scene in King of Queens where he's training to get back to a semi-pro football team, the Bayside Raiders.
Okay.
And his cousin, Danny, is training him.
This is the biggest your face is lighting up today, man.
I'm telling you. So he's on there, Deacon comes in, right? His buddy Deacon comes in because it's his kid. He's trying to inspire, Deacon's kid. He's trying to inspire as he makes this comeback to play semi-pro football for the Bayside Raiders, I believe it is, right? So Deacon walks in, and Doug says, about to relocate 300 LBS in Stinktown, right? And he gets on the bench, and he puts up 300 pounds. And Deacon's like, damn, $3 bills. And he's like, yeah, can I bench press a full-grown deer? Absolutely, but it's all for the kids, right? And he gets up, and he starts walking around. Meanwhile, his cousin takes the weight off, and he's like, look at this to Deacon. And Deacon's like, what the hell's going on here? This is styrofoam. And he's like, no. These are my motivators. These are to make you think that you can put up 300 pounds. And I wonder if what's happening here is Nick Sirianni is applying that same motivator philosophy to where all of a sudden when these guys get into a real game with everything new and all this other stuff, you're not lifting 300 pounds. You're used to lifting 180 pounds, and all of a sudden that extra weight on you is going to crush you. And that's what I'm concerned about, is that he has all of these guys, especially the younger guys, believing that you can get everything done in these joint practices, and the game is secondary in the preseason from tempo to get hit and these other elements. That's what I'm really concerned about.
Well, that could be a huge awakening for a guy, that's used to, in his head, that time clock in his head being a lot longer than what it really is in real time when you're in a game. When you have a 300-pound guy that runs a 4.740, a 4.840, running and decapitating you from the backside. You don't get that in practice.
Nope.
He might throw it. In fact, last night, I'm in practice last night with the high school team, and the quarterback, to end practice, they're going through a 2-minute drill, and the quarterback sees the blitz going, but he waits to the very last minute and then throws it. And in all actuality, it was probably a sack. But because the defender knew he couldn't hit the quarterback.
Oh, so he let up
slowed
at the end.
down 5 steps before he got there. But the quarterback at timing in his head thought that he had enough time to throw it. So when he threw it right when the guy got there, he would have been there a lot quicker than if he was sitting back and game time situation, he'd have thrown it. He'd have been there a lot quicker. So he'd have sat back and be like, all right, then I have enough time in the game. When he gets in the game, man, he may be knocked out cold because he thought the timing was right, and it's not.
Yeah.
Jeff McClain on Twitter says, judging by the intensity of today's joint practice, I can't see the Eagles playing Hurts and many of their starters in Friday's preseason finale.
There you go.
Maybe a few get reps. If so, Hurts will have played only 2 series in the preseason. So he's not thinking Hurts is going to be in the game.
And this is what I don't understand. Like, both are practice. How can you determine one side of practice is better than the other side? It's practice or no practice. If you're all gung-ho in on practice,
then
you should be in on these preseason games as well.
Right, exactly.
And I don't know why. Like, what? I don't know. Look, if this thing works, I'll be more than happy to come back and we can replay this show. And every time I say something stupid, I'll talk over and be like, don't listen to what I say. Don't listen to what I say. But again, we just don't find scheme to coach, bucking trend. Like, again, Chip had Deshaun Jackson at the time, the fastest wide receiver in the NFL. He had one, if not the top 3
running backs
in the NFL. And and again, it wasn't like nobody was running up tempo. He just maximized it. So he didn't come in with the wishbone or the wing tee that hasn't been run in 100 years.
Right. And he had Mike Vick.
Yes.
Who could take off.
Oh, that's
right.
Another element of it. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that whole first game, that Monday night game against Washington that time was unbelievable. The first half was just incredible.
It was
incredible. But
it was.
But then the second half,
Canton, man.
Right.
The second half, they started coming back, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was like, whoa, look at this brand new tour. I mean, I got this Ferrari right here. This Ferrari looks great. And all of a sudden, at this second year, that Ferrari looks a little long in the tooth. You know what I'm saying? It's not running as right. Now you got to go take it to get that $5,000
oil change and tune up. Yeah, right.
That's right,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy how that works, isn't it? I'm getting a lot of Bryson, by the way, in these lineup crunchers.
I know. Yeah, a lot of people love him this week. I just can't.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I just can't.
Just curious. I don't know if we're going to get an announcement before Friday. And to be honest with you, I think if you were going to bet this game Friday night, you just kind of have it in your bet slip as an underplay and you just wait. Because if Jalen Hurts plays, I don't know, a half of a quarter to a quarter, which I probably think he won't play a quarter.
Is that really going to affect the total?
Yeah, I think so, actually. I think so. Like, again, the last game was an overplay. Jalen Hurts was just pulled from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can get 7, maybe 10 points. Now, I'm talking about if he plays a quarter. If he plays 2 series, that's a little different. But if he's out there, I think you have to assume that he's out there for more than 2 series. I just don't think, as we've all been saying, I don't think he's out there. Now, again, do you think they make an announcement?
Like fully before game time or tomorrow?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Look, Colin Berger has just right. The announcement is going to come down at 1:12.
Right after our show. Exactly. Yep. All right, Zach Wheeler goes tonight for the Phils.
So this is what I have.
Minus 145.
I had so I have them in a couple of plays tonight. I'm afraid to give them all out because that'll jinx it. But
so you like the Phillies tonight?
I took. Well, I'll tell you what I have specifically. I took the Phillies in 2 different plays here. I guess I didn't take them. I thought I took them in another one. All right, so I have the Phillies plus 1.5, under 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
Parlayed with the Jays plus 1.5, under 10.5. Parlayed with the Dodgers money line under 7.5. Bueller's up there for LA and Snell, for San Diego. The technically I need the Phillies plus 1.5 and the under 10.5. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little more than what we got last night because there's this a belief that Wheeler shuts people down. But I think Wheeler's that offense, as you saw, can get going in Tampa.
He's due for a good outing, though. Wheeler.
Yeah, he really
Which is why I bumped it up. Look, that play alone, Phillies plus 1.5 and under 10.5, that play alone is only minus 115. So I bumped the total up. What's the total at? 9? I bumped it up 1.5.
I think it was 8.5.
It's 8. Pardon me.
Oh, it's 8?
Yeah, so I bumped it up 2.5 runs, and I just took the Phillies plus 1.5. So I feel really good about that one. The other ones are kind of, White Sox had themselves a first inning, and they kind of fizzled a little bit. So I like Toronto in that element. And look, San Diego, not a good baseball team right now. So
yeah,
I'll take the Dodgers.
What a major disappointment they've become. Ron Culver is probably apoplectic.
I would think so. No, he's not a Padres fan. He's only a Chargers fan.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dodgers are your team, right, Ron? I know we have to break.
Yeah, Dodgers. Oh, he's a Dodgers.
So you're feeling great right now.
Yeah.
All right, we got news on Bridge. Exactly. We're back in 3. It's the middle. All right, one more and we're out of here.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so tomorrow we'll get another look at this game tonight on Friday night. See, maybe we'll track down Kemsky, somebody like that, to chat about this thing.
PGF too. We got to get on between now and Friday.
Yeah, Friday would be Thursday or Friday would be great because we have a lot of college.
Right, right.
He's gonna. I already was jabbing at him because he's such a Lamar Jackson fan.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: I'm appealing to. And this is where I got him. It's like, look, I'm not asking him to throw the football this year.
Right, right.
He can be a running back all you want.
Be that running back. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I crunched 170 lineups, 29% Rom, 29% McElroy, 28% DeChambeau, 25% Hoffman.
Wow. Yeah, Charlie Hoffman's a big play this week. Just he's such a good iron player. And he's pretty straight off the tee. But did you have Finau in any of them? Because I just got this. How did Tony Finau celebrate his win? He had dinner at Ruth's Chris and then a 3 a.m. McDonald's run that included a Big Mac, a double quarter pounder with cheese, 10 nuggets, large fries, and an Oreo McFlurry with a bottle of water.
How much does this guy smoke? Or is he edible only?
I have no idea.
Nobody is making that order sober.
Yeah.
Nobody goes that order at 3 a.m. Not even Brooks.
Right.
Nobody is so. Now, look, maybe he's got a DD and he's belligerently drunk. That's fine. We're going to McDonald's. Like, dude, you just had a steak.
Right. I don't care.
Yeah.
Pull over.
Man,
wow.
I have 11% of him, by the way. So 19 of 170 lineups have Finau in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's
good luck.
tough, man, to come back to back. I mean, who's the last guy that's won back-to-back tournaments this year or beyond?
I think DJ did it last year, didn't he?
last year, right?
I thought he did.
In a COVID year.
Yeah.
The COVID year.
COVID. All right. We're out of here.
Though.
What do you guys got the rest of the day? Anything important?
Nope.
No. Absolutely not.
Enjoy it, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. You are subscribed to the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, and we will see you all on Thursday. And for Ron Culver, well, he's back with us tomorrow as well.
Double in.
All right. We'll see you guys.